Hello everyone. Now, today's live stream is going to be like a little mini review of my thoughts on my K1 Max. Been using it for a little while now. It's very good to use. It it allows for very quick printing, and for me, it's been one of the most easiest printers to set up, which is very good, and I really do enjoy using it. As instructed by Creality in the instruction manual, and obviously on the build plate that you get with it, it says please apply glue. Now, I generally, on all other printers I've never used glue with them. I normally just straight onto a 2mm thick glass mirror. Now, so I thought, I tried gluing it this time, see what happens, see what it's like. And every print I've had off the machine so far has been very good. Bed adhesion, it's a very fast printer. The first time I switched it on and did the 16-minute benchy that's already pre-programmed into the printer itself, it was kind of shocking how fast it was, because it was you could see it wobbling and very fast movements. And yeah, it's been a very good machine. And the fact that you can just get it out the box already pre-assembled and just put the screen on, and obviously it levels itself, it adjusts the flow, it adjusts things like that, itself, which is very good. And takes a lot of the guesswork out of doing most of these things. And it's just a much easier all-round printer to use. When you've come from the likes of a CR10S and a CR10 Max, and you've come from something so slow to the K1 Max, which is incredibly faster and much more superior, which has just blown my mind. And the quality of the prints that I've had out of the K1 Max has been absolutely faultless. And also with its Wi-Fi capability, being able to send it from the computer directly to the printer has been very good. I found that so much easier than slicing a thing or slicing your model on say a bit of software and then putting it on a card, and then putting the card in the machine and then pressing go. It's very good thing to with it's a very good thing to just hit the button and the file gets sent directly to the printer. And yes, I have had some issues with it, like when I first got the machine, had an issue where I was actually putting the screen on the printer itself and accidentally pulled off the little wire clip that's on the end of the little ribbon cable. So obviously it didn't quite work. So I had to order another ribbon cable to be put in, which took a long time, but that was my own fault, which was very, very, very disappointing, upsetting. But all the other features, the AI feature, the scan in the first layer, is absolutely perfect. I haven't had any other issues like I know many people have, where they have had like the 3D printing head and the nozzle come down and smash into the bed and scratch it, and then like you have machine errors, and things not like the thermistor's not heating up properly and stuff like that. So it's very, very. There has been problems with them, but I haven't actually personally experienced any myself. Touch wood. So, and I've enjoyed every single minute of it. Now I'm going to show you one of the prints that I did last week, which has been one of the cleanest prints that I've ever done on any of my machines, which is a Mandalorian mask, which has come out very, very well. And there's not many places on here where there's any lines or anything, or it's all lovely and smooth. So I'm really happy with the quality of the prints. But now they're also Creality are now oh god, get back over there. Get over there. Creality are now bringing out a newer version of the Creality print slicer, which is Creality Print 5.0, which apparently is going to make it even the slices even better. But it's not been out for release yet. You can get a beta bit of software, which many people are getting, but I want to wait until it's out on general release, because there could be so many different glitches and stuff like that, where you slice bits and it doesn't quite come out, the tolerances could not work properly or something like that, so it's been very, very very much a learning curve, should we say. But all in all, I think the Creality K1 Max is a great machine. I can understand why people have more than one, because they're just, it takes a lot of the guesswork out of using a 3D printer. And if these was out, I've just been asked a question. What filament have you tried out on it so far? What filament have I tried out on it so far? I have tried glow in the dark filament. I have tried Hyper PLA. I have also tried some TPU. I have also tried some glow in the dark and some silk filament from various different companies, and they've all been really good. But one thing I do recommend on people doing is like like I did one myself. It's called a temperature tower, and basically, if you're just going to use Hyper PLA from Creality, then you not necessarily need to use a temperature tower, because the temperature and everything has been set in the slicer under the material tab. But because I use Sunlu PLA, that's my main brand of PLA that I use, and it's just general PLA, because I've done a few big projects in the past where, you know, they've been very big. As I said, I've come from a big CR10 Max, which is 400 by it's 470 by 470 build volume, and you know, I just wanted something a bit quicker and a bit less big, if you like, and obviously a bit faster, because being the K1 Max, it's a Core XY machine, and it's absolutely brilliant. So in order to tune the filament that I used, I had to do a temperature tower. Let's just get it the right way around. Yeah, so my temperature tower for my filament is here. And basically, when you do a temperature tower, it's already pre-done in the slicer. Basically, you just put in slice this, and it will basically change the temperature on every increment. So it starts off at 220 degrees, and it goes all the way back down to 190 degrees. Now, the best bit about that is it goes all the way down. So for this filament, I get the best results at 210 degrees, which is, you know, really good. And there's been no stringing, nothing like that. And that is also set, like the speed of that is also set at 300. I think it's 300, or it might be, 300 on the normal profile for the K1, which is very, very fast, because most filaments can only print from I think it's 30 to 60 milliseconds, but the hyper stuff, that can go from 30 to 600. But yeah, I've only been running ordinary PLA through it so far. So it's been really, really good, to do. So that's one of the questions answered. Thank you, Ema. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'd like to get another one, you know, but at the moment, you know, just started up the channel, and you know, I like doing the time lapse videos and chatting to people and stuff like that. So the more people join these live streams, the more the more I will the more I'll be able to do them and show off some other prints that I've done. But at the moment, I am really, really happy with it. It's been a very, very good printer, you know, and because of the size of it being 300 by 300, considering, you know, that I had a bigger printer before, this one is so much lighter to move around if I ever did need to move it or lift it off the desk or whatever, which is really good. You know, it's nice and light for you to lift, and it's also nice and easy. What have I enjoyed printing the most? I'm really quite into 40% mini R2D2 droids, sorry. And so I've printed a couple of them, and I've also printed the M-Jet jet boat, RC jet boat, which that was fun, you know, and the jet boat and the droids, where sometimes they would take 2 days to print like a droid, you know. Have I made any upgrades? Have I made any upgrades to the printer? No, I haven't made any upgrades to the printer yet. The printer is still a stock K1 Max. All I've done is, when I was prompted to update the firmware, which was a couple of days ago, maybe 2-3 days ago, I'd done that because it was needed to be done. But other than that, no upgrades to it whatsoever. You know, it's a very, very good printer as it is, and because I know it says now that they can be rooted and they're open source, but it does say, when you click on that bit, it does say there's a great big warning written across the screen that says if you do this, you will void your warranty. So that's the main reason why I haven't done it yet, because it's still very new printer to me. So yeah, but the only other upgrade that I would consider doing is the filament spool holder is on the back of the K1 Max, and that is stupid. I meant like glass. Yeah, I would. I No, I haven't. I haven't done the riser for the top yet because I haven't needed to just yet. But I have done the. Um, I have done a spool holder for the side of it to move that. But at the moment, I'm actually running the filament out of a filament dryer, the Sunloo filament dryer, the V2 one. So that's at the side of the printer, and the filament just runs straight out of there, straight to the back of the printer and up the tube at the moment, and that seems to be working well for me. So yeah, it's really working quite well. And I have done long prints before on various other machines I've had. So like my longest print on some of my other machines was a week, and it was quite a big part. But they do, like as I said before, I love doing R2D2s and droids and things. So I have tried to do a full size R2D2 before, and just one body piece took a week, and that was on a CR10 Max. But when I looked through some files again, I've actually got files that can be cut down in half. So basically, to do two halves on a K1, it would take me 42 hours to do two halves, which is basically a no-brainer. Another question: what slicer software is easy to use? Right. Well, slicer software that comes with the printer is the Creality print software. Now that's a branch of it's the same as basically using Cura, and Cura is what I've used on several of my other machines. So to me, that's been quite easy to use because Creality Print is actually based off of Cura at the moment. But I don't know what the updated version of Creality Print 5 is going to be like, because obviously it's not out for release yet, unless you can get it off GitHub or whatever else. But yeah, so for me, because it's based on the same thing, it's quite simple and easy to use. So yeah, that's about it. Which I really like. So yeah, it's been a really good machine, and I'm just waiting now until I can afford to buy another one, because I'd like to have two. I'm that. What materials have I tried? I've printed mainly. I've done black TPU through it, So that's had TPU. I've tried Hyper PLA from Creality that came with the machine, and I've also done some Silk PLA. So that's about it. But I do have some LW PLA as well, which is lightweight PLA for planes. I have loads of that, but on most of my other older machines, it wasn't very good at getting it off. I haven't tried. The TPU that I used was ordinary black TPU, but it was the 95 TPU. Now, as long as when you um, are feeding it in and feeding it out, as long as when you feed it in, you press it right up the tube by hand, put it through the sensor, and then if you keep it unlocked, there's a lock and unlock button on the top of the extruder motor. If you take that to the unlock button, the unlock bit, push it right through until it won't go through anymore, and then lock it, and then do an extrude. So I heat it up and hit extrude, just to get it through a little bit, and then it turned out it would turn out fine. And because I was worried about putting it through, because like obviously it's a very flexible material, and I didn't want a blockage. So that kind of works out. That kind of works that out. But yeah, I do recommend, and it says a lot on the thing, to make sure that once you've finished, if you want to change filament, make sure you unlock first. And also the thing I do with mine is I take out the Bowden tube out the top. So press the little collet down, pull out the Bowden tube, and then do that. And then once you've done that, pull that out, and then you just pull out the little bit of filament, and then do the same when putting it back in, because it just saves on the gears meshing too much and then going wrong. So that's another little tip for you. Yeah, because I have never had any problems with any clogs or anything like that. So I hope that helps. Yeah, and the glue, as I said before, I use glue stick. Now the glue I use is this stuff here, which is J16 glue stick, and it's for 3D printing. It lays on so good. It smells quite nice, and and basically I just use that, and it holds the prints down nice. There's no warping, there's no nothing like that. So it's very good to use the glue, but also I do okay, you put glue on once. Okay. No. Well, that's okay. That's all right. I have also got the. I have also got the. At the moment, the plate I'm using is the A plate. So you can get, there's an A plate and there's a B plate. I did, which the B plate I think is the textured plate. I did get the textured plate as an added extra. And because of the glue stick, Creality's glue stick was brilliant, so I put that on there. And then obviously that ran out. Then I tried Pritt Stick, ordinary Pritt Stick glue. That was all horrible, and it went all horrible and blobby and everything like that. So that wasn't no good. So I came across the 3D printing glue, and ever since then I put it on most of my prints, and they've just been fantastic. No problem, I can show you the glue I use again. It's just here. That's the glue. It's called J16 and it's a 3D printing glue from a company called G-Tech, which is very, very good. Can't recommend it enough. This also goes well on the textured plate as well, if you've got a textured plate, which is, really quite good. But the reason why I got the textured plate is because someone turned around and said, "Oh, if you've got the textured plate, you don't really need to use glue." So tried it without glue, and basically I was doing a big part of a full-size chopper droid, and basically what happened is on one edge of the print, one edge was fine, and basically you had a tiniest little lift where it broken away from the auto brim, which made it lift and then made the part not fit together with the other bits. So that's why I always use the glue now, because the risk of lifting in a 6-7 hour print, which should have took longer, obviously, because on a slower printer they would have done. But yeah, I was going normal speed, which is whatever it is, 3,300. I don't know, can't remember now. But yeah, I was using normal speed, and then all of a sudden I got it off the next morning, all lovely, and then it just didn't go together. But it was because of the lift. Because once you put it down on the table, it wasn't quite level. But okay. Yeah, so that's how I do it. But yeah, I do agree with so many people that you don't need to use glue. You do need to use glue. I mean, when I first started 3D printing, everyone was saying to me, "Oh yeah, use hairspray, use glue, use this, do that." So I was very anti-glue, and I just used to spray some of the beds with IPA solvent. It's a spray and it cleans the mirror, cleans the glass, and cleans stuff. So, you know, it makes it worse. Is it like, look up. Yeah, so it's basically like, you know, when it's, I forgot my train of thought now, but when it's when they lift, it doesn't lift. It lifts and then it doesn't lift. But with the glue, when you use the glue, it works. It works very, very well. Um, you know, um, I think I've got some other prints down here that I could quickly show you. Some really good quality ones compared to what I've been using. Hold on 2 seconds. This is a Frenchie, a low poly Frenchie, which I've done for my mum. Glow in the dark filament. So glow in the dark filament is really abrasive, right? Which it managed to print fine, standard settings, which is really nice and smooth. And also this also had tree supports underneath here, and it was really good. Just the normal. So when you go into the thing, when you go into Creality Print, and I just put on when you click on supports, I just put on tree because it said normal support, and normal support would have gone right underneath here and all the way up to about here. So I just put on normal tree supports, what it recommended. And basically, it went from there to there, and then a tube, like a tree support, down to about there. So literally three pieces of support, and the support, because I've always struggled with getting the support off with a couple of them, you know. So literally, I've never been able to remove it, remove support cleanly. So the support that this used, you just literally pull it and it came straight off, and it managed to hold the print down for, you know, this print here was an 8-hour print, and you put a UV light underneath it, like a little torch, and it's supposed to glow blue and purple in the dark. So, you know, it's a really good print, but not much support anyway. And as you can see, it's quite clean. underneath, which is nice. So there's that one. I've also done a motorbike helmet, which is on my YouTube channel. All these prints are on my channel in the time lapses, so you can also see in the time lapse how much support was in here, because this was all supported with tree support, and all into where, there you go, all into the top of the head bit there was all support, and that came off so easily as well, because I think they've just got it dialed in. They've got it dialed in quite well for the supports and things on Creality print, you know. So it's rather good. Yeah. So but at the moment, as I say, I'm really happy with the printer itself. Hasn't what do you call it? Hasn't gone wrong for me yet. So yeah, touch wood. It's rather good. But any recommendations and stuff that you guys can think of would be much appreciated. And different things to print, that would also be good. So yeah, it would be really nice. What else? Yeah, so that's about a roundup of my my printing with the K1 Max. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Been lovely to speak to you all, and hope to speak again soon. Bye for now.